Okay, Steve?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I hope you guys are you've got your patience stoked today.
Don't underestimate yourself that way.
Okay. Meine Tante hat sich Machaya gewähnt mit Ot dem Matossen, mit wemmen hat gekannt schmusen und lernen und sorgen für ihm seine Hidushim und Chidushim und Festlech. Okay.
And it's Mattison. His name is Mattis, and so in the dative Mattison.
Okay, Mattison. Okay, so my father enjoyed being with Matos. He said, yeah,
Mattis.
Mattis, with whom he could chat while studying, and they could talk about their novel interpretations and hair-splitting arguments.
Well, a pshat is not necessarily hair-splitting. A pshat is more like a simple explanation.
An interpretation?
Yeah, you know, Stephen, you know the word pochet in Yiddish?
Pochet, yeah, pochet.
Pochet or mensch. What?
Oh, pochet, okay.
Pochet.
Yeah,
simple,
it's a simple person. Pshat is the simple text. The way the simple text is pshat is the same from the same root. It's the simple text with no additions. The text as it is, as you read it. So chidushim und pshatlach, that's simple text.
Okay.
Right, people? Former yeshiva bochorim, you should know better.
The simple meaning.
The simple meaning, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The simple meaning. Weiniger hab ich sich Machaya gewähnt mit ihm. He was less interesting to me. He was less of a Machaya to me. I enjoyed him less.
Machaya is pleasure.
Right.
A Machaya. It was less of a pleasure, less of less
right.
interesting. Okay.
Hat mich vermottert mit seiner Maschus.
Mesechtes.
How am I supposed to know that?
You have to know the Hebrew.
Oh, well, I don't know Hebrew. So.
Well, learn Hebrew.
Okay. Next Tuesday, I'll have it down by Tuesday. If you would, maybe like 40 years ago, I was in Israel for a while, almost a year, and I spoke all right for a bit. Seine Mesechtes nicht.
Nashim.
Nashim. That's
Or Noshim.
No.
He did not bore me with his arguments, with his tractates. Mir seinen euch.
Wait a second. Hat mich vermattert. He did bore me. He wore me out. Vermattert.
Oh, I see.
With his
where did they get nicht?
I don't know. With his Mesechtes, his chapters
of
the Mesechtes are the tractates of the Seder of the collection called Noshim.
Oh, Nosh. Okay, I misread that. Okay. Wir seien euch kein Tor nicht angegangen. Angegangen.
No, first syllable is an Komets. Ungegangen.
Ungegangen. De alle dinim vom Gotten sich.
Getten sich.
Hasuna haben. Geben Chalitza. Schreiben Ketubim.
Ksuvis, yeah.
Ksuvis. Wie die din Teure zwischen Mann und Weib, was gefindt euch noch der Hassene, als sie ist kein Basula nicht gewähnt und sie
Teinet.
teinet, als es ist gekommen nicht von seiner Nord,
Von sind.
vom Sind, or from sin, nor from a Zufall. Okay, so we did not split hairs over God's marriage laws, writing ketubas, the laws between husband and wife. If he should find out after the marriage she was not a virgin, and she claims that it did not happen in sin, but through an accident.
Right. At the very beginning, wir sind auf kein Horn nicht angegangen. I was not at all interested in.
Okay.
Nothing about splitting hairs. It's just I was not at all interested in.
What is whore?
Horn
Okay.
is a hair. I wasn't at all, not in the least, not in the least interested. That's because hair is a very small thing. So it's like it's an idiom.
Okay.
Like not a hair different. So not
Okay.
even a hair's breadth was I interested.
Oh, I see. Okay. 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 Ich hab gekannt vom Eusen weinig de ganze
Shaklevitaria.
Shaklevitaria über ot dem an Indian, was ist bekannt als de Shito vom Moiches et. Über ich hab aber ich hab nicht angeheuben zu wissen dem
Von der.
Zu wissen, then.
I'm sorry,
Then.
I skipped.
Referral.
My
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah.
wissen dem Tuch von dem Soul. Zach. Okay. I knew by heart all the discussions about how to identify the whole legal method of marriage, but how to identify forbidden foods, I did not know. Matus hab es mir nicht erklären. He couldn't explain it to me.
What he's talking about that is Matis could not explain to him
Right.
what happens between man and woman. That's what Matis didn't tell him. He couldn't explain to him, but somebody else now that is coming up,
Right, Abraham will.
he
Right.
did explain it to him.
But
Okay.
let me explain what this Mochaitz Eitz is. It's so I knew, he says, I knew by heart the entire Shaklevitaria, give and take in the Talmud about this matter. I even knew about this Mochaitz Eitz, but I had no idea what it was. So Mochaitz Eitz, the question is, how did she appear not to be a virgin when she was still a virgin? And the answer is she fell off a roof and she fell onto a piece of wood. And that's
Right.
the Mochaitz Eitz idea.
You say Moches?
Well, I'm not sure. Moiches, most likely. Moiches.
Because in Hebrew it's Mukas.
Maybe it's Muchas.
Mukat etz, yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually studied this portion, so I'm not sure. Muchas.
Binyan tuar, but the Hebrew grammar, that's muka.
A blow.
Hit was has been hit. It's, I don't know, mucha.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Ich bin es geworden von mein Haver Avram, Herschel dem Schweigers, bei Wemmens Mattes hat gegessen Tag. This I learned this from my friend Avram, who's the son Herschel dem Schweigers. You said silent.
Well, let's just call him Herschel Schweiger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's confusing because it says dem.
Oh, it's because it's possessive of Herschel der Schweiger. His name is Herschel der Schweiger.
Okay.
But if you want to put in a possessive with a s at the end, it's Herschel dem Schweigers.
Okay. By Wemmens Mattes hat
By Vemen.
with whom?
There's no s there. By Vemen.
What
You said Vemens. It's by Vemen.
Oh, by Wemmen by Wemmen Mattes hat gegessen the Tag. Where Mattes eats every day?
1 day a week.
Oh, 1 day. Okay. Herschel Schweigers is gewesen jarenlang a Pachter bei Poretz, was in unsere Gegend hat es geheißen sein Schweiger bei Schüre.
Sorora.
Asora. Okay, so Herschel Schweigers was for
No,
a
you keep
long
putting
time.
Just a second. You keep saying Schweigers. His name is
Okay.
Schweiger. The sa was earlier because it was
I
in the
see.
possessive. Now
Okay.
his name is Herschel Schweiger.
Herschel Schweiger was for a long time a tenant from a landlord who is in our community called. Now this is where I got confused, Raphael. They're calling the landowner, or they're calling Herschel.
Herschel.
They're calling Herschel the Schweiger.
Yeah.
Okay. So in our community, he was known as Schweiger by a Sura.
Sorora.
Law is power, authority, government, power.
Okay, and
Power,
this
that
means
means the power. That's the landlord. That's another
Right.
way of saying the landlord. The schor.
is that an idiom that means like the silent partner of him or the silent server of him, or I don't know exactly how to explain how to understand that.
Not clear. He just says in our district, we used to call such a person not a leaseholder, a pachter. We used to call him a Schweiger. Maybe it's because he would take any insult and not retort. Maybe because he was a silent partner. It's not clear. It's not mentioned.
Okay.
Question: isn't pachter a shepherd?
No, that's pastach.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah, pachter is a leaseholder or
Yeah,
can be
okay.
a tax farmer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you real quickly before I read this. The pronoun später hat the refers to Herschel, yeah, not the
Yes.
landlord.
Yes.
Später hat abgelost das Dorf und sich besetzt in Lenchen, wer hat wo hat geöffnet Bashmim Besomim Gewelbe. So he left. Did he leave the town? He left the village.
Yeah, later he departed from the village
and opened a spice shop in Lenchen. Hat euch gehabt Feld und Kuh, Ki und Pferd und Ophis. So
Oifus.
he Oifus. So he had also had fields and a cow and a horse and chickens and chickens and
and
geese
chickens.
and it's just chickens. It's not like
Usually
all kinds of
oifus
fowl?
without, it can mean birds, but usually it means chickens.
Okay, so you have chickens. Is gewein a roit ba kiker,
Bakiker.
bakiker, a kreftiker yid. He is a red-cheeked, powerful Jew. Strong.
Yeah, he was.
He
was. Gewen, yeah.
Yeah. He was a red-cheeked, powerful Jew. Azoi Kreftik is gewein sein Sohn Abraham. And so is and his son is a strong Abraham is strong also like the father. A Yingel was is gewein alter mit
Elter.
mit a Jor 2 von mir und hat euch gesehen größer und kräftiger from seine Joren. So the Abraham is a couple of years older than
Was
a couple of years older than me, the storyteller, and he was bigger, and even though he's a couple of years older, but he was still bigger and stronger looking than his age. Der Vater hat Davke gewollt machen von Ot dem Abrahamen Lemoden.
Lamden.
Und hat ihm ungedungen zu Matos Marsen. Soll lernen, sorry, mit ihm zusammen mit mir. Okay, so the father had really wanted him to be a Talmudic scholar, and he hired Matos so he would learn together with me. Ober Abraham hat noch weniger gehabt Cheshek zu der Gemara wie ich. But Abraham had less interest in the Gemara than even me. Hat lieber gehabt zu Paschen dos Vaters Pferd auf der Lonke antreiben a Wagen.
Notice
a Wagen. Onhaken Holz, machen dem Schafessen. Das Schafessen für die Behemoths und tun nach solche Sachen. So he says that I loved and adored. I adored.
No. Hat lieber gehabt. He preferred.
He loved.
Right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Lieben is to love. He loved more. All these things. To tend the animals than to study.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was reading all that. Okay. He loved to
He
graze
preferred.
the.
This is in the, it's comparative. He
Okay.
was more in love with, he preferred.
He preferred to graze the father's horse.
Horses.
Horses.
Yeah, the same word is singular and plural, but it's got to be plural here.
Okay. Horses on the in the meadow or in the.
Yes, meadow.
He liked driving the wagon, chopping wood, making food for the cows, and
Yeah, the shaf is a food pail.
oh, okay. He enjoyed making a food pail.
Yeah,
for
or a
the
dish bucket. Yeah.
for the cows or the beasts cows,
Mhm.
and doing only other things or such things.
Yeah, noch means more, and doing such things,
More.
and doing other such things.
Right. Ich hab dem Abrahamen lieb gekrogen
Gekrogen,
a Chavis Nishin.
nefesh.
Nefesh. That's where I'm sorry, that's where I got confused. He adored Abraham. I adored Abraham.
Yeah.
Hat for mir klar gemacht als. He made everything clear. Was Matos hat for mir ausgehalten. Everything, he made everything clear that Matos kept hidden. He had, hat mich mitgenommen mit sich, wenn hat, wenn hat geführt, abbiegen, abjagen, seiner Kuh bei Big in peurischen Häuf. Okay. He made everything clear that and he had he took me with him always.
No. Where's
when
he
took me with him when he had taken the cow.
It's a simple past. When he used or when he brought
a cow to a bull in a I'm not sure what in a landlord's field, in a landlord's yard.
Peasant.
A poyer is just a peasant, yeah.
Oh, okay. In a peasant's field.
Right. So Jogen is chase, but here upjagen is specific word here apparently to when you bring a cow for I don't know, stud, I don't know what they call it when it's a cow, to a bull. So when he brought the cow to be chased, let's say, by a bull. So he's explaining sex to the kid who had no idea what all this was about.
Right. Zest, azoi rumet wären euch geboren Menschen, hat mir gesucht. See, this is how people are born, he said to me. This is very funny. Ich bin gewesen überraschen. I was shocked.
Überrascht.
I was shocked. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Ich habe es mir nicht gekannt zu glauben. I couldn't believe it. It was so, it was unbelievable. Der Iker hab ich mir nicht gekannt verstellen.
Vorstellen. Notice all the
Vorstellen.
comments. The comments aleph is always awe.
Okay.
Imagine. I couldn't
Right.
imagine.
Right. That my I couldn't imagine as meine Neuente.
Again, awe. No ente.
I couldn't imagine that so near me
My close relations.
Okay, I couldn't imagine that my close relations as the Tzadikim und the Abbas und
Ovis.
und Imes von der Teure soll haben getun selke Sachen. It was unbelievable to me. I guess you said all that people close to me, and that the wise men and the forefathers and the foremothers from the Torah should also do such a thing.
Should have done. Sollen haben getan. Should have done.
Should have done. Or okay. Abraham hat gelacht von mir. Abraham laughed at me. Afilu Moshe Rabbeinu hat azoi getun. Hat mir gesagt. Even Moshe Rabbeinu has done such a thing, or has so done. He said to me, a Welt mit der Scheinungen, was seinen vor mir gewinn bis demolt unbegreiflich. Okay, so a world of wonders.
No, der Scheinungen is phenomena.
Okay, but would you say a world of such phenomena or a world of such wonders? Wouldn't it be
no, just a world of phenomena. That's such.
A world of phenomena. What for me up until this moment had been inconceivable was suddenly clear to me. Es seinen mir euch klar geworden de alle dinim in Sude Seder Nishim.
Noshim.
So I think it says it also became clear to me that all was not right with the law.
No.
Okay.
All of the laws that appeared in the order of the Talmud called Noshim suddenly became clear to me.
Okay. That's what I wasn't sure about. Okay.
Dinim are laws.
Okay. I'm done.
Well done.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Just be careful with Kometz Aleph is awe. And if the word doesn't look like it's phonetically spelled in Yiddish, look it up in a Hebrew dictionary. Or get a copy of Naborsky's Lashon Kodesh Stameke Veriter.
That's what you have online, right? You have that.
Well, what I have online is merely the list of words, but not the definitions. But also it's a list with pronunciation.
Okay.
This is what you need.
That's right.
Yeah, lots of courage. Steve, great.
What? There's not courage, you just did a lot of work.
That's
But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay. So, Avram Herschel Schweigers hat mich ausgelernt andere Sachen. So, this boy, Avram Herschel Schweigers,
his name is
also,
Avraham, and his father is Herschel Schweiger.
Yeah, right. Herschel Schweiger's son. He taught me other things as well. Hat mir ausgelernt, wie soll zu gehen zu a Pferd und aushitten sich von a Klappe. Wie soll anzutun a Pferd a Zäum. Wie soll anzutreiben und a viele reiten. So he taught me how to approach a horse and how to prevent getting being kicked by a horse. Excuse me. How to put a bridle on a horse, and even how to drive a horse, and even how to ride. Bei einer Lektie habe ich schier den Kopf nicht verloren. At one of these lectures, one of these times when he was teaching me, I almost lost my head. I'm sorry. Wenn ich bin gesessen reitendig auf Avroms Klatsche, hat das Pferd mit einmal verbängt sich noch der Stall und sich losgetan hastig durch der niedrige Stalltier. So when I was sitting, riding on Avrom's mare, the horse suddenly verbängt sich noch der Stall. He suddenly wanted to go back into the stable, and he went quickly through the low stable door. Es hat gefällt Haar, ich soll zerschmettern mein Kopf beim hastigen Anschlagen sich on der Stall. I very nearly smashed my head when beim hastigen Anschlagen when the horse tried to reach to go into the stall through this low door. An anderes Mal hat mich gelernt, herabspringen von seinem Beidem high after out. At another time, he taught me how to jump from the attic onto a
It's from the hayloft.
The hayloft, Boydham hay, right? From the hayloft onto the ground. Ich bin schlecht gefallen und es hat gedauert der Zeit, bis ich bin gekommen zu sich. I fell badly and it took some time until I came to myself. Aber die alle Sachen haben mich nicht abgehalten von Klippen zu dem Avromen. But all of these things didn't stop me from being attracted to Avrom. Wir haben mit allerlei Kunsten sich herausgedreht von Matheson und sein teurer und abgelegen in their stall mit die Pferd. So we found all sorts of excuses to worm our way out of from Mattis and his Torah, and so that we could hang out in their stable with the horses. Das pferdische Kaien, das Klingen von a Kate, a pferdischen Hals, der Geschmackereich von Hay, a viele die Reich von Mist, haben mir geschmeckt wie die teuerste Besomme. The chewing of the horses, the ring of the chain on the horse's neck, the delicious odor of the hay, and even the smell of the dung smelt to me like the loveliest perfume. Avrom's Meises wegen Gebäurim, was haben a reif arum der Brust. Avrom had told stories about heroes who had a ring around their chest. He told stories wegen Pferdganovim und Zigeuners und hauptsächlich wegen die Gewures von seinen Taten der Schweiger haben gehabt 1000 Tamen. And the stories of horse thieves and gypsies, and especially about the exploits of his father, the Schweiger, they had 1000 Tamen. They were wonderful. I found them wonderful. Walgerendig sich in Hay auf den Beudem haben mir noch gemacht Mattis's wilde Hawaii's und Keules beim Davenen. And the two of us rolling around in the hayloft, we would imitate Mattis's gestures and loud noises when he was davening.
Hello, Moto.
Okay. Rochel?
Okay, who's next?
You.
You continue.
No, Rochel, you. This
No,
is
he continues until next page. I do next page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you continue.
Okay.
If you
I
want.
had it written down as Rochel. That's fine. Mit mehr der Geretz hat man sich bezeugen in Herschel Schweigers Stub zu Ort dem Mattesen, wenn fleckt kommen essen dort a Tag. They would relate with a great der Geretz,
Good manners.
Respect.
yeah, good manners, to Herschel Schweiger, in Herschel Schweiger's house, to this Mattis, when he would come and eat his meal there. Herschel Schweiger hat mit am haorztike Bewunderung geguckt auf jeder Bewegung von dem lomdischen Yeshiva-Bocher. Mit Hachnoa aufgehabt jedes Wort seins. So Herschel Schweiger, with his
Uneducated.
Okay.
Oh, Amharic.
Uneducated wonder. He looked with uneducated wonder at every movement of the learned yeshiva bocher. And with submissiveness or humility, he took in every word that he said. Leisha trok zu mehr smettene for Reb Mattison, hat gesagt zu seiner Tochter, der Kalle Mädel, was hat verschämte zugetragen Essen für dem Oreach.
Eurech.
Und tu ihm a reiner Sachbutter in die Kartoffeles. So, Leisha, my little Leila, bring some more cream for Reb Mattis. He said to his daughter, the Kala Mädel, the marriageable young girl, who embarrassedly carried the food to the visitor, and give him more butter in his potatoes. Reb Mattis darf haben Keuches zu der heilige Teure. Reb Mattis needs strength for the holy Torah. Leah hat mit dorfischer Tmimes zugetragen die Macholim vor dem großstädtischen Landen und abgegossen sich mit Reutkeit. Leah, with her rural innocence, carried the food to the big town, big city, London scholar, and she blushed she was blushed very redly. Ihr lange Schäufernose ist noch länger geworden von der Schrockenkeit und mädelsche Zertrogenkeit in Gegenwart von Ot dem lomdischen Bochero. So her long Schäufernose, nose, a big nose, she had a big nose, became even longer because of the fear and her girlish confusion in the presence of this scholarly young man. Right,
I think it's Susan now, no?
Ja, in Giechen ist Herschel Schweiger gekommen zu meinen Taten und ihm vorgelegt. And soon Herschel Schweiger came to my father and gave him this idea. Als will nehmen Mattison für a Hussen für seine Tochter Leah, that he wants to take Mattis as a bridegroom for his daughter Leah.
As a groom.
As a bridegroom.
Right? Yeah, sorry, yeah.
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 As
That's
a groom
right.
for his daughter Leah. Rov, ich will ihm auskleiden von Kopf bis Fies. I will get him dressed from his head to his feet. hat gesucht, is what he said. Ich will ihm geben Käst, wie lang nor wird willen. I'll feed him days of food as long as he wants. Ich will ihm geben Naden. I'll give him Naden, a dowry, Matunas, presents, und Lomer hum Reb Matheson sitzen in mein Stub und lernen die heilige Torah. And we'll have Reb Matheson sitting in my home and studying Torah. Mein Leische wird führen durchs Gewölb und ihr Mann losen lernen. And my daughter Leah will tend to the shop and so that her husband can study. Der Tate hat sich übergerät mit Matheson und jener ist gleich eingegangen. My father talked it over with Mathis and Mathis was immediately part of the plan, went into the plan.
Agreeable.
He was agreeable. Hat wegen Naden nicht gerät. He didn't even talk about dowry. Der Iker hat gewollt Käst. The important thing was that he should have the Käst, the boarding privileges. Yes. Ewige Käst, permanent boarding privileges. Und von Matunas hat gewollt. And as presents, what he wanted, a nai Vilna Shas, a new Vilna Talmud set, and a streimel, and a streimel, a special rabbinical hat. Der Schweiger hat alles gegeben, and Herschel Schweiger gave him everything he asked. Hat a viel bezahlt für die Heuzes von Chossens arme Eltern auf der Chassene. Herschel Schweiger gave him everything. He even paid for the expenses of the Chossens' poor parents to come to the wedding. Mathis hat kein Wort nicht gerät mit Leah. Mathis didn't say a word to Leah nach der Chassana, after the Chassana. Hat sich zugehabt mit der wilde, his mother. He grabbed on.
Hasmada.
Hasmada?
Hasmada.
Hasmada. He grabbed on with a wild enthusiasm zum neuen Vilna Shas, to his new Vilna Talmud.
Hasmada is diligence. Diligence. You know the word Tamid. Tamid is always. It's always studying. Diligence. Constant work. Constantly working is Hasmada. That's Hebrew.
It's related. It's the Shorish is Tamid.
Yes.
Tamid, yes.
He's
yes.
become a masmid.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's a famous poem, Hamasmid.
A masmid is a yeshiva bocher that is very diligent, that is constantly studying. Yeah, but that Tamid is the Taf Mem Dalet is the root.
Okay. Zum neuen Vilna Shas, was der Schwer hat ihm gekauft, which his father-in-law had bought for him. Als hat a viele sich nicht verginnen zu schlafen die Porsche in die Nacht, that he didn't even allow himself to sleep for a few hours at night. Leah in großen Scheitel is gewähnt fremd für ihr jung mädliche Punem, and there was Leah in the big wig, which was very strange, looked very strange on her young girl's face, is gegangen auf die Spitzfinger herum ihr Mann dem Landen, tiptoed carefully around her husband, the scholar. Sie hat in ihr dorfische
Hachnoa.
Hachnoia, in her dorfische village-like humility, nicht gewollt a viele dem Mann zu rufen beim Namen. She didn't even want to call him by his name. Schweigendigkeit hat sie zum Jahr geboren a Kind. Very quietly, without saying anything, to the year she had a child. Bald wieder genommen herumgehen mit a spitzigen Bauch, and then she went around again with a pointy stomach. She's pregnant again. Herschel Schweiger is gewesen glücklich. Herschel Schweiger was very happy, aber nicht gar lang, but not for too long. Sein Mattes hat plötzlich übergelost Weib und Kinder. His Mattes all of a sudden left his wife and children und entlaufen in der Welt rein and ran away somewhere. Today zu werden a Polish in order to be a recluse. Das ist geschehen mit etliche Jahr später. And this happened a few years later. Und ich will erzählen mehr. Ich will erzählen mehr Bariches wegen dem in weiter dicken Kapiteln. And I will tell more details about this in later chapters.
Yeah.
While,
Barichas is at length. I'll tell at length.
oh, I'll give you a glance. Barichas.
No,
No, it's not-
Barichas is at length.
At length.
Length. Arichut in Hebrew is length. The adjective aroch is long. This is something is aroch, long. Arichas is length. I will tell you at length.
Oh, I will tell you. Oh, okay. Aroch. I will tell you at length.
Yeah, right.
It's in a later chapter, in later chapters.
Right.
Derweil will ich übergehen zu mein dritten ungezulte Reben. And meanwhile, I'm going to go over to my third unpaid rabbi, who's his teacher, Yosele Roiskis, oder wie man hat ihm gerufen bei uns, but what we called him, Yosele Litvak. Yosele Roiskis is gewesen von Zabludewe. He was from Zabludew, a Stadt Bialystok, a city near Bialystok. Und is gewesen der einzige Litvak in Stettel, and he was the only Litvak in the Stettel. Join.
Join.
Früher sind euch andere Litvakis herabgekommen in Stettel. Earlier, other Litvaks had come into the city. Aber sie seien gewesen guests auf a while. They were just temporary guests. Einer ist gewesen Malamed, was hat sich nicht gehalten zu lieb sein Litwischkeit. One of them was a teacher, a children's teacher, but he didn't survive there because of his Lithuanity.
Lithuanian origin.
Yes, or because of his strictness, or because of his behavior like a Litvak. Und als zweiter ist gewesen ein Agent von einer Versicherungsgesellschaft gegen Feuer. And another the Litvaks in town, he was an agent for an insurance company insuring against fire. Das ist gewesen ein Jid mit a Rock und a Kapelusch. Was a Jid mit a selchen Malbushim hat man bei uns nicht gesehen früher. Now, this was a fellow who wore a coat and a kapelush, a long coat, which a Jew wearing such clothing we had never seen before. Wenn der Deutsch hat gesagt Kaddish. Yes.
Well, a kapelush is a cap or a hat.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. A kapelush is a hat. And so he's wearing unusual clothes. And so they're going to call him a Deutsch, which is what they would call anyone who wasn't dressed the way they were. Usually someone wearing a shorter clothing, instead of a long coat, he would wear a short one. And his kapelush is not the local style. Thank you. Wenn der Deutsch hat gesagt Kaddish in Beis HaMedrash, haben alle ausgedreht die Cap. When this Deutsch, this German-like person was reciting Kaddish in the study hall, everyone turned their heads. Wie man wollt Herren a Goy sagen Lashon Kodesh dik Tfilis, as if they were hearing a non-Jew reciting prayers in the holy tongue. Mir Jünglich sind viele nicht sicher gewesen. Man darf noch sagen Amen, nach as all Litvischen Kaddish. We, the kids, we weren't even sure whether we were allowed to respond Amen after such a Litvish Kaddish. Es ist bei uns kein Suffix nicht gewesen, as Gott redt polischen Lashon Kodesh. We had absolutely no doubt that God speaks the Polish dialect of the Holy Tongue. Tomer ist noch das wenig gewesen, hat der Jid mit die goyische Malbushim herausgenommen noch in Davnen a Gemorre von der Polizei und weggesetzt sich lernen. And if that weren't enough, this fellow with the Gentile clothing, after finishing a prayer, he took a volume of the Gemara from the bookshelf and he sat himself down to study. Und davka a schwere Gemara, and it was actually a difficult section of Gemara. Masechta Nazir. It's from the tractate of the Nazir, the Nazirite. Das ist gewesen über alle der Erwartungen. That was beyond any expectation. Der Litvak hat sich zerlost mit der Niggen. And the Litvak began to let himself go. Well, he let out this a kind of melody. Hareini Nazir, Hareini Pazir, Hareini Paziach, Hareze Nazir. These are various ways that someone can take upon himself the vow of being a Nazirite. Behold, I am a Nazir. Behold, I am a Pazir. Behold, I am a Paziach. These are all kinuyim. Behold, this one is a Nazir. Dabei hat dem Klang Sie herausgebracht wie Ji. And at that point, meanwhile, the sound Z, he would pronounce it as Je. So, Najir, Pajir, Pajiach. Azoi as es ist ausgekommen, wir wollten nicht gesagt Nazir, Pazir, Paziach, nor Najir, Pajir, Pajich. It's as if you were saying not Nazir, Pazir, and Paziach, but rather Nazir, Pajir, and Pajich. Mehr hat dem Jid nicht gefällt. That's all he needed. Die Cheder Jünglich haben ausgebrochen in a Gelächter. And the Cheder kids, they broke into laughter. And for example, we hear that in Yankov's Oisred. He says Beshmedres instead of Besmedresh. The Z and the Sh are confused or just different in Litvish Yiddish. Wo der Jid ist nicht gegangen, wegen seiner Feier Assekuratius, sind wir ihm noch gelaufen. Wherever this fellow went to sell his fire insurance, we ran after him, schreiendig, shouting out, Nazir, Pashir, Pashich. Der Litvak hat gemusst weg bezeitens. And so the Litvak had to leave early. Blois Magidim, was fahren arum, sammeln Geld für Yeshivas und halten Drosches. Sie hat men vertragen. Hagam sie seinen alle gewen Litvakis. It was only the itinerant preachers who would travel around to gather money for yeshivas and to hold sermons. Should be they, vertragen. It was they that people would chase away because they were all Litvaks. Verkehrt.
No, sorry, Raphael,
Yeah.
Vertrogen, they were the only ones who the people
They could bear them.
They
Yeah.
could bear them. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they were the ones that people could live with. Right. Thank you. Verkehrt. Tomer is a Polischer Magid gekommen. On the other hand, if a Polish itinerant preacher would arrive, hat nicht ausgenommen. He didn't get much success. A Magid hat gemus sein a Litvak. If you're an itinerant preacher, you got to be a Litvak. Wie a Bärentreiber hat gemus sein a Zigeuner. Just like someone who trains bears has to be from the Roma, a gypsy. Der erste Litvak, was hat sich besetzt in Städtel, auf wie es gehört zu sein, ist gewesen Yosef Riskes. So the first Litvak, who actually settled in the town in a way that it ought to be, that was Yosef Riskes. That's a matronymic, Yosef, the descendant of Rose. Das hat allein der Nogid von Städtel, Josef Waldhändler, genommen, hat dem Yosler Riskes für ein Edem, für sein Tochterhändel. This particular fellow, it was the rich man of the town, Joshua, the Waldhändler, the forest merchant, who took this particular Yosler Riskes as a son-in-law to marry his daughter Händel. Und gegen Nogids Edom hat keiner nicht gewagt zu reden, and no one dared to speak against the rich man's son-in-law.
But now it's David's turn. Who wants to do David?
Well, I'm perfectly happy to continue if you'll have me.
Okay, I would, but I have a headache. So you people divide it up between you do whatever. Yeah, okay. Raphael, you want to continue? You continue.
Yeah, I'll continue, yeah.
Okay.
Für was der Lenschiner Nogid hat gedacht, suchen einen Mann für seine Tochter, als von der Stadt leben Bialystok, weiß ich nicht. Why the rich man of Lenshin needed to look for a husband for his daughter all the way from a place near Bialystok, that I do not know. Sachakel is otter Yossel Reuskes gewen a Bocherl, a Kleins, und a Zärtlichs. Sachakel, in summary, this Yossel Reuskes, he was a lad, small, and now how are you going to translate Zärtlich?
A softie.
A softie, very good.
Thank you.
Like a spoiled only daughter. Have I got that right? Sepieshchet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking that one up. Yeah, pampered.
Oh, yeah, spoiled.
Like a pampered only daughter. Mit a klein Panimal, he had a small face, mit dribne Fieselich und Händlich, with hands and feet as big as trumps, weiße, runde, small, weiße, runde, delicate, nice. Delicate, very nice. Minute is good too. Weiße, runde und glatte. They were pale and round and smooth. In der Zeit, wenn sein Kalle Händel is given a schön schlank, kräftig Mädel. At the point when his his bride, Hendel, she was a beautiful, lithe, strong girl, mit rote Backen, with red cheeks, mit pechschwarze Haar. Yeah,
Sorry, schlank is not a description of a figure.
Yes, it is. I said lithe.
Yeah.
L-I-T-G.
Schlank is something like slim or slim and full, something like.
Yeah, it's a combination of slim and athletic, I think.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Mit rote Backen, red cheeks, mit pechschwarze Haar, with pitch black hair, und Augen and eyes, mit voller rote Lippen, with full red lips, was haben Tomme gelacht, which were continually laughing. Strömen mit Freude haben geflossen von der nagidischer, kräftiger, Yefes Torah, beauty. But how do you pronounce that? Yefes Torah?
Yefes Torah.
Okay.
Yefes Torah.
Streams of joy were flowing from this rich and strong beauty. Sie hat gelacht zu jedem, zu alt und jung, zu Chederjünglich und viele zu die Gesellenjungen, die Bäckers, was haben gearbeitet bei Yechezkel Becker in Haif. She would laugh with anyone, to old and young, to the boys in the cheder, and even to the young working men, the bakers who were working at Yechezkel, the baker's place in his yard. So them and sie hat Leuten din nicht gedarf lachen, with whom, according to the official law, she wasn't supposed to laugh. Ot der Zivig is gar nicht gewesen kein zugepaster. This particular match was by no means fitting. Aber Reb Yoshua hat sich sehr gegräust mit seinen Edem. But Reb Yeshua, he was very proud of his son-in-law. Wenn man hat herabgebracht, asch von so weit, whom he had brought from so far away. Die Chasen ist gepravet geworden mit groß Pompe. They celebrated the marriage with great pomp and circumstance. Moshe Stoljar hat ausgebaut a riesige Schoppe, azoi as sollen kennen rein die Massen Gäste und Bachatonim, was seien angekommen. Moshe, the carpenter, he built an enormous Schoppe. Is that like a tent?
A shed. A shag. That's what I found.
A shed? Okay, I don't have that in my dictionary.
Shag. S-H-A-G.
A shag?
A shag. That's what I found.
S-H-E-D.
Shed, I think, is more likely.
Shed. Okay, maybe.
A shed or a barn. Yeah, die shop, a shed or a barn.
Okay.
Azoyas is in order that the masses of guests and in-laws should be able to come in, those who had arrived. Rabbi Yeshua hat euch herabgebracht von Zakratchin a Kapelle Klezmer und a Badchen mit der gescheurener Bord, mit Sarvers, mit kurzer Recklich. So Rabbi Yeshua, this is the rich man. He also brought down from Zakrachin a capella, that's a musical group of klezmer.
A band, yeah.
A band, right. And a badchen, a wedding jester, who had a short cut beard, and servers who were wearing short coats.
Hello?
Susan, you want to mute? Ormeleit seien sich angekommen von alle Seiten nach fette Bulkes und Nedavis. The poor folk, they came from all the sides for fat rolls and handouts. This was a custom to feed the poor, to give them gifts at a wedding. Zum Nogids Shevech darf man zugeben, als hat allemen gelost betten zu der Chasene. To the to say kind words about the rich man, one has to add that he invited everyone to the wedding. Von mein Taten, wenn man hat gegeben a fetten Rachash für Mesader Kedushin sein, bis dem armsten Balmolocha. From my father, to whom he had given a nice fee for running the wedding, up to down to the poorest working man. Und bis der nivze dicksten Mensch, and to the most now nivze is from
Yeah, that's the lowest.
the lowest. Yeah, what's the root there?
Contemptible.
Booze.
Booze, yeah.
Like
Rav
booze.
Savanu
Bet Vav
booze.
Zayin. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, good. And this
Most
word rachash,
contemptible.
yeah, contemptible, good. And this word rachash is a nice one. Rachash is a fee for religious service, and it's an abbreviation of Rav Chazan Shamas.
What is the first one? The Reish for?
Rav.
Rav, of course.
Rav Chazan, and the third one can either be Shamas or Shoichet or Shadchan, depending upon the
that's the best
situation.
thing I learned today. Yeah.
Rachash. Yeah, that's the fee. Okay. Hat viele eingekauft zu der Chasana anayim min Blitzland. He had even purchased for the wedding a new kind of lamp, was hat geleuchten mit a weiß hell Licht, which was shining with a bright white light. So maybe a kerosene lamp. Der Oilem hat nicht gekannt abreißen die Augen von die litwische Machatanim. The congregation was unable to drag their eyes away from these Lithuanian in-laws. Was haben getragen halb kurze surduten, who were wearing half short. A surdut is another kind of clothing.
A coat, short coat.
I've got it actually as a long coat, and it's the French surtout, S-U-R-T-O-U-T.
Okay.
But these were half short.
It's above everything.
Yes.
French.
That
In French,
that
yeah.
means it's a covering. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, covering, yeah. Mhm.
Und dabei geschit mit Leumdes. And meanwhile, they were pouring forth with learned talk. Der Chassan hat gesagt, der vajne drosche in a gebrotenem Litvish. So the Chassan, he spoke an amazing lecture. This is customary that the Chassan gives a talk.
A sermon.
A sermon, yeah. A sermon, yeah. In a roasted Litvish accent, gebroten.